it's crucial for us all to have support systems.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have done without the monks. Like when I was going through some of those vicious samskaras and patterns of just, intense darkness. It's very easy to get mixed up and lose the foresight or the higher perspective of things. So having touch points, a lot of people see that as a weakness. No, it's actually absolutely crucial. That's where the whole guru tradition was born from. Otherwise, you get caught in the Maya, you get caught in the thorns, and it's a big thing to walk through all that.
This is Colleen Akiko, your host in this final segment of the series Individuality and Universality with Matthew Hara. In part 4, we open with the mystery of surrender and feeling the unseen support of our ancestors. We'll conclude with mentioning topics that we'd like to explore in the future, like how to connect with the right mentor, as well as the energetics of music and the body. So thank you so much for joining us in this We Be the Change segment, Walking with Our Ancestors, a journey of surrender and support. Can I share an experience that I just had a couple of weeks ago? Chris and I were next to the ocean, next to some very sacred indigenous burial grounds. We're walking out and there is a labyrinth, and I don't know if you remember our labyrinth that we used to have. It was much bigger than that one, and it would take some time to walk. But we had the time, we started walking the labyrinth. I walked in, it was contemplative, it was sweet, it was calming. Yeah, there were people on the outside of the labyrinth saying things, but it was okay.
Yeah.
I come into the center of the labyrinth, and this is good. Doorway in is the same as the doorway out in this labyrinth. There's just one entrance. And so I'm going the opposite way on the outside. And then I have this sense, this myriad of beings, ancestors, helpers, people who just are with me and love me. And they weren't leading me so much as following me. They were behind me. And I just teared up, and I was overwhelmed with how supportive and loving they felt. And as I was listening, just tuning in, part of me is just crying out. I'm feeling like the little child who doesn't know how to walk even. The word that came so clear for where I was in that moment, and I still feel this, surrender. Surrender. And that's what I came out of the labyrinth with. And to my mind, it is counter what my mind would say right now.
Yes.
My mind says, okay, this is a crazy time. You need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Be very vigilant that way. And this could happen, so be prepared. I'm not saying we shouldn't operate on that level. But the surrender is definitely, for me, was the word of the hour.
Beautiful. The sacred surrender.
It feels like it's a different feeling than the feeling of surrender. Give your heart to Jesus. That's a surrender, but it's giving my heart. This was a surrender with this infinite number of beings.
With the tribe.
Yeah. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
What's my part? My part is surrender.
Yep.
Which to me is currently translating like dissolve the illusion that I have to be such and such a way in order to receive the help that's here, and the support and the accompaniment, the grace.
Yes.
The connection. And all that.
That's beautiful.
What you're sharing, this reminds me of this, and this time.
I think that's so important what you shared about seeing the team of the beings and the ancestors, and that's true for each of us. We all have this light tribe of elders and ascended masters and our 7 generations, and they do want to support us, and they can support us when we do open to a willingness. And oftentimes it takes a surrendering of our own, always wanting to hold onto the steering wheel for their presence to be able to come in and support us in a big way.
Yeah, big way. That's one
Yeah.
way of saying it.
Totally.
Pretty big way. More than the mind can comprehend way.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm feeling complete with our time this time, and yet I would love to have more conversations with you about your music and how the embodiment is expanding into your music and other really cool offerings that you are putting out there. I think what we can do is I'll put this out in some podcast episodes, and I would invite the listeners to respond to how this is resonating. Would you be all right if we hear from some people who would like to hear a conversation with you on particular subjects and topics and maybe aspects of your story as well?
Of course. I love sharing the truth. I know that my truth isn't just my truth, because the way my path is lined up and it's been about consciousness, there's these universal principles that are applicable to all of us. And that's the beauty of a personal story. It can give us a relationship and a connection point, but also you talk about surrender, I'm right there with you. And so these are principles of the path. And so sharing them brings me so much joy. And yeah, this
Me
is what
too.
I'm here for. Yeah.
Yeah, I love what you just said. Connection point.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my hope and prayer and desire for this podcast, that it be a connection point.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you've expressed and the place from which you've expressed all that we talked about is so vital right now and offered as connection points. And you are one human connection point that I really appreciate talking with again.
Same, Colleen. Same back at you.
Thank you. I think I would like, as I segment this conversation into probably a few different podcast episodes, to include at the end some of your music, if that's all right. So people
I'd love that. Yeah.
allow that to be some processing time.
Yeah, as there's such a beautiful dynamic between those two, right? We share some words, we share a story or some principles, and then we kick back. Like we open to grace, we listen to music, which holds the truth in a different vibration, which is generally more receptive for the holistic energetic of the body. And it's easier. The mind has it. We share the little bit of some appetizers for the mind, but what's important is that we receive it in the body, because then it can go into an assimilation that can stick.
Yes, receiving it in the body. I know that's what I need. If I get too much in my head, I don't sleep.
Yeah.
I feel the tension. And I can function, but I'm subpar to where I could be. And it's not hard to be in a better place.
That's the gift of the body, right? It responds. It lets us know.
Yeah.
And there's the traditions that have cultivated a pushing away and a dishonoring of the body, but in the yogic tradition, it's an embracing. And then we see that the body is the temple, and we take care of the temple from the feet to the crown. The crown resides in the heavens, and the feet is the roots of the mother. And the full spectrum is right here. So the more we can tune in and listen and provide what it needs, then the rest happens automatically.
Yes, we call this, we be the change.
Yeah.
That's it. As we are just who we are, truly, in the body.
Yeah.
There's nothing more change-making that I know of than that.
Totally. Yes.
Walking luminaries.
Yes. Victory to the luminaries.
Victory to the luminaries. Yeah, it is already done.
Aye. So we need to learn how to put ourselves in conducive places when we need to. Otherwise, we can get drowned in collective fields of consciousness, which are vibrating at certain frequencies that aren't conducive for our growth. And we can end up having to process a lot.
I know I would like to be more aware in that realm, because I have my own personal experiences where I have been walking and all of a sudden I stop. And I think, oh, I need to sit here.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I need to sit with this tree.
Yeah.
I need to be in physical contact with this tree.
Yep.
And so forth.
Love that. Like the nature's medicine, listening to it, using it.
Yeah. I'm glad we had the conversation that we just had before talking about sacred places in nature. because we don't want it to be another thing.
Yeah,
We want it to be inclusive, that this
totally.
includes embodying our body, walking on the earth, being in the water, etc.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I loved how we did organically. We talked about embodiment. That's the most important kind of focal point for me right now. So that was
me as well.
that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we laid some groundwork for offshoots,
Cool.
how,
Yeah.
like music,
Mm-hmm.
creativity, artistic expression. Also, I noticed that under the topic of mentoring, you have been mentored and you have been a mentor yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Your work with Oneness Youth, I'd like
Mm-hmm.
to visit that at some point. Have that in there. And
Yeah, I would love to share about that. And mentoring in general, it's crucial for us all to have support systems. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what I would have done without the monks. Like, when I was going through some of those vicious samskaras and patterns of just, intense darkness. Like,
Yeah.
it's very easy to get mixed up and to lose the foresight or the higher perspective of things. So having touch points, a lot of people see that as a weakness. It's actually absolutely crucial. That's where the whole guru tradition was born from. Otherwise, you get caught in the Maya, you get caught in the thorns, and it's a big thing to walk through all that.
Yes. And that's another subtopic that I think is really relevant, because a lot of people do not afford themselves that network because they don't trust. And they've heard so many stories of abuses that have gone on in that network.
Yep. And
You
for good
address-
reason. There has been all kinds of.
Yeah.
But then if we do find people that we resonate and are reliable, they're just priceless resource, which I feel like is crucial at certain phases for sure, for all of us.
I wonder in that conversation if you might have some tips on
Finding a mentor or finding a guide that
a
resonates.
mentor, the right mentor for you.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be really relevant.
Yeah. I think that's a nice idea. Yep.
Okay. And there are other things too, but we got a lot.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Colleen. I'm really grateful and humbled, and just, this stokes my heart out.
Thank you. Me
Thank
too.
you.
This concludes our series with Matthew Hara. And as we were ending this conversation, we talked about some possibilities for future podcast conversations with Matthew, like feeling music in our bodies, a supportive network, all kinds of wonderful possibilities. So what would you like to hear? What kind of things would resonate with you in a We Be the Change conversation with Matthew Hara? We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love your reviews, your subscriptions, your engagement, and love to hear how this is for you. So thank you so much for listening. You can reach out to me, Colleen Akiko, through Songrise.live. That's SONGRISE.LIVE. And you can find some more of Matthew Hara's content on our bonus content page. If you'd like to reach out to Matthew directly, his website is matthewhara.com. That's MATTHEWHARA.com. And just to take you out, here's a wonderful soul song for you from Matthew Hara.
Holy Spirit, Divine Mother, a love that holds us no matter. Holy Spirit, Divine Mother, a love that holds us no matter. White light, give her a light, the sweetest softness, mighty goddess, white light, give her a life, the sweetest softness, mighty goddess. Mama Shakti Bhagavati Jai. Mama Shakti Bhagavati Jai. Mama Shakti Bhagavati Jai. Mama Shakti Pachamama Jai. Divine Goddess to all of creation in the form of Shakti and JJ Ma. Divine Goddess to all of creation in the form of cooperation and JJ Ma. Divine Goddess to all of creation in the form of true wealth, true health, JJ Ma. And divine goddess to all of creation in the form of love, 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 JJ Ma. Mama Shakti Bhagavati Jai. Mama Shakti Bhagavati Jai. Mama Shakti Bhagavati Jai. Mama Shakti Pachamama Jai. Holy Spirit and Divine Mother, a love that holds us no matter what life. Give her a life, the sweetest softness, mighty goddess. Mama Shakti Bhagavati Jai. Mama Shakti Bhagavati Jai. Mama Shakti Bhagavati Jai. Mama Shakti Pachamama Jai.